installing 2 brand new server rack batteries by Vatrer. A system like this will run this entire house. Man, these batteries are one of the cheapest on the market. This system with 200 amp hours of batteries is more than enough to power my entire cabin. 4 years ago, I installed this off-grid solar to run this tiny house in the sticks. When I bought all this stuff, lithium batteries was financially out of my reach. I thought these 6-volt golf cart batteries would be the way to go for the money. Fast forward 4 years, and lead acid batteries are a thing of the past. You guys know that I'm all about living the cheaper lifestyle and getting the best deals. This is one of the cheapest server rack batteries for $936. These Vatrer 5 kilowatt batteries are made to power my entire house. Each one of these batteries are 5 kilowatts. It's going to be a total of 10 kilowatts for both batteries. To put that kind of power into perspective, it's the same as having like 8 12-volt batteries that are wired together. Okay, let's get these batteries pulled out and put in our new Vatrer batteries. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and wire the 2 batteries together in parallel, and we're going to go ahead and install the T-class fuse. After that, we hook it to the inverter, then we're going to change the settings on the inverter, and we're all done. That's enough. Okay, the way we're going to do this is we're running the positive from the battery to the T-class fuse, from the T-class fuse to the breaker, and from the breaker into the inverter. Okay, so what we're doing to tie these 2 batteries together is we're running them in parallel, keeping it at 51.2 volts. So we're running the negative around to the negative here and the positive to the positive. And then of course the negative and positive go into our inverter. All right, always go ahead and hand test everything to make sure everything's tight. I usually use the drill just to speed up the process. I'm really excited about our new Vatrer batteries running to our EG4 inverter. The EG4 inverters have communication cables, but in our case here, we're gonna have to set the voltage manually. So here in the book, it tells us what our charging voltages need to be. So let's go ahead and turn everything on and get the EG4 inverter programmed to match these Vatrer batteries. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is turn the breakers on, the batteries here. We're gonna give that a few seconds for the batteries to boot up. We'll go ahead and check the LCD screens here. Okay, 52%, 52%. Okay, so now we have the inverter on, but before we turn the solar power on and start charging the batteries, we're gonna go ahead and go to the settings here and change the voltages to where they need to be. Okay, everything's wired in, everything's on, the inverter is set, and it looks like we're pulling in just under 1,000 watts, but more than half of the day is over. So I don't think these batteries are gonna get fully charged tonight. So we'll check back in the morning and see what our charging status is. So it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the batteries have already charged up to 82%. They should be close to fully charged by the end of the day. This system is large enough that it ought to be able to fully charge these batteries every single day. At the same time, it should be able to do this and run the house. For $936, I think I made a great choice to be getting away from those old lead acid batteries. This system with 200 amp hours of batteries is more than enough to power my entire cabin, and even on cloudy days. If you want to build a system just like this, I'll leave the links to the batteries and all the rest of the equipment in the description. Remember, this is a do-it-yourself system. You can build something like this yourself. It just takes a little bit of common sense to save a whole lot of money.